Welcome back to the Sky Lifestyles Coaching Series, helping men all around the world to attract and connect with women on level few men will ever experience.
Today I wanted to go in and talk about a few different topics: body language, positioning, and eye contact. And then I wanted to talk briefly about how things work in real life, what to expect. Up till this point, we've talked about many things that you have to do within yourself to get to this point. But now we're going to talk about how it actually works, what to expect, how things work in real life, in the real world. But we're going to start off with body language. Body language is one of those things that makes you attractive, and we've talked about it before, really what this boils down to, and the amount of women that you are with and the amount of women that you attract is simply based upon how attractive you are. So, how is your body language? Are you holding yourself strong, or are you holding yourself as if you were a 10-year-old little boy? Many times we develop patterns throughout growing up that we stick with. And some of those patterns are, mannerisms are things that are not very manly. Such as, just a simple thing of slouching. No, I don't sit there in a seat and arch my back with the perfect posture. No, it's not about that. I'm not going to some refinement school, and arching my back and sitting extremely tall and everything. No, but you do want to arch your back. We do have that curve in our lower back, so use it. Stand strong. Standing confidently, standing strong is extremely critical, and it will separate yourself from every other guy out there. I've been told many, many times that I look and I present myself as if, I'm 6 foot tall or even taller. Well, guess what? I'm not. I'm only 5'9". And it's because I hold myself strong. I've always got my head held high. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting down, if I'm standing at a bar, if I'm sitting at a bar. It doesn't matter where I am, what I'm doing. I'm always holding myself strong. My arms are out. My legs are out. When I sit down, my legs are not together. I've got balls between my legs, and so do you. I don't care how small your balls are. I don't care how big they are. But if you're a guy, you need to be presenting yourself and projecting it as if you have big balls. And you're probably laughing about it, but it's true. I actually did a little study with quite a few of my guys, working with, through my workshops and one-on-one. And I had 15 guys come in and sit down on a big sofa. I said, sit down on this sofa as if you were sitting down on a sofa in a like a lounge bar. Like there's chairs, there's sofas. Sit down as if you were sitting in this venue. And they sat down. And every single one of them sat down right next to the armrest, sitting straight up, their legs together, and it looked as if they were sitting there like they just got punished and they just got, put in time out when they were 5 years old. Now let me ask you this. Is that attractive? No, it's not. No girl in that place is going to fucking find a 5-year-old looking like sitting there like he's in timeout attractive. It's just not going to happen. And within this study of those 15 guys, I took a picture of each one of them sitting down. And when I told them this, they're like, no, I didn't look like that. But then I showed them the picture and they're like, whoa, wow, that really is awkward. And then I sat down and I had them take a picture of me. And they said, wow, what a difference. I sat down with my arms spread out, my legs open, confident and comfortable. And that's what each one of them said. Wow, you look so comfortable sitting there. I look so awkward. So you got to remember, with your body language, it doesn't matter where you go or what you're doing. You have got to pay attention to your movements, to the way you're sitting, to the way you're standing, to where your hands are. You know, some guys actually cross their legs. Look, crossing your legs is not attractive. I don't care who you are. Crossing your legs is not attractive. You have balls. Open your legs. Start taking up space. Start owning your space. Start having more belief in yourself and presenting yourself as comfortable. It's okay to project yourself as comfortable. It's okay to be comfortable anywhere you go. This is something that you need to be doing and be consciously aware of over the next few months. You know, until you get it down to where your body language comes across as confident and comfortable. This is one of the easiest things you guys can do because you can consciously be aware of it. Pay attention. You know, how do you do it? Well, every time you sit down, readjust yourself. Be consciously aware of it and say, look, am I sitting down as a sexy motherfucker? Is this attractive? You stand at a bar. Is this attractive? Are you standing there squished between 10 people? Well, there's like 8 other open spots where you could be standing there with your arms open, owning your space, you know, projecting yourself as a man. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in a sofa, sitting at a bar stool, sitting at a bookstore. You always need to be projecting yourself as a sexually confident guy, owning your space, taking up more space around you. You are the center of your world. So act like it. Don't walk into a place as if you're a nobody. People want to notice you. People want to hear you and see you. So let it be known that you are here. Spend more time walking in front of the mirror. Are you walking and holding yourself as a sexually confident guy? When you're out and about, there's mirrors everywhere. When you walk into a venue, you walk in and you're projecting yourself as a sexy guy, as you're holding your head up. Go to the bathroom and recheck yourself. There's a lot of bars and restaurants and bookstores that have mirrors all over the place. Don't be afraid to check yourself out and continue checking your body language. You are not part-time sexy. So stop acting like it. Another one is positioning and facing yourself. You know, how do you interact with people? Do you typically face your friends head to head and have a conversation with them? When you get into a conversation with somebody that you don't know, are you facing them directly head on and ignoring everything else that's going on around you? Or are you standing there with open, strong, solid body language, gazing the room, projecting yourself as a confident guy as you're talking to the person, to the individual that's standing next to you? A lot of guys have a tendency to be so consumed in the interaction that's happening, they forget about everything else that's happening around them. Well, when you do this, you're basically shutting off the outside world. Yes, that person has your attention. You have that person's attention. But there's a better way to do it. You can still hold that person's attention and keep them listening and in tune with what you're saying and still maintain an open body language. Don't face them directly. Put your shoulder to them. Talk to them, gaze over, look them in the eyes when you're talking to them, but you can continue talking and gazing the room, checking things out, seeing what else is going on. Now this applies everywhere you are. It doesn't matter if you're in a street in New York City, if you're in a bar in California, or if you're in a bookstore. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're engaging with an individual, you've always got to be maintaining your composure and your body language and projecting yourself as a confident guy, because you do not know where and when that girl is going to be there. I have met so many women in unexpected situations, and I would not have met them if I was sitting there talking to my friend or some new person that I was talking to and facing that person directly, had closed down body language, and it just wouldn't happen. So you've got to maintain that solid, confident body language everywhere you go. And yes, it's difficult for me to explain in words, but a lot of the movies that I've given you, you can kind of look back on that, and the biggest thing is to be able to visualize what I'm talking about. Visualize yourself as a confident guy. What would a confident guy do? How would he hold himself and interact with the person or people that he's around? He's not going to be there, standing there with closed off body language, talking directly and only to that person that he's talking with. No, he's going to have more open body language. And that's something that you can look back on those movies, and every one of those movies that I recommended, and look at those individuals that I recommended to look at, and watch their body language. Pay attention to how they have the open body language, how they're standing, how they're interacting with people, how they're talking to the individual, but not talking only to that individual. They're interacting and they're gazing and they're actually having conversations with everybody in the room on a nonverbal level. Your body language says so much about you and who you are. I was actually out with one of my one-on-one guys, and I was sitting at the bar, and I was facing the bar directly, just chilling, sitting down, having a drink, gazing the room occasionally, looking around, looking over, talking to him. As he is sitting awkwardly on his bar stool, facing me, like he was so consumed in me, like you could completely and totally tell that I was the man and I was the confident guy in this situation. It was so obvious. He was facing me directly. His body language, his shoulders were facing me directly, and I wasn't facing him. I was just looking over my shoulder at him. And he just looked awkward. This is not attractive. It's not attractive to be so consumed into one person. It eliminates your chances of hitting eye contact with anyone else in the bar. It eliminates the chances of interacting with anyone else at the bar. Now, here I am sitting at the bar, open body language. My arms are out. I'm sitting at the bar. I'm having a drink. The guy sitting on the other side of me is talking, just saying, hey, what's going on, whatever. Talking to me. The bartenders are talking to me, but nobody's talking to him because he is so shut off to everything else that's going on, and he's facing me directly. Now let's talk about eye contact when you're out with a friend. Let's use this same exact situation. I'm out with a friend of mine or a client or anybody, and I'm maintaining and holding my body language strong. I'm maintaining an open body language, so it's not closed off. I'm looking over at him, but I'm continuing to gaze the entire room, the bar, while I'm talking to him. This does not mean that I'm ignoring him or I'm not paying attention to him. It's actually bringing him, that person, more into me. Now, this is a common thing. It's a common thing for guys, for people in general, to lean into the leader or to lean into that confident person to listen to what he or she has to say. But what you don't want to be is you don't want to be that person leaning in. You want to be the person that everybody else is leaning into you. When you speak, you are heard. Anywhere I go, no matter what I'm doing, when I speak, I'm heard. And it doesn't matter who I'm talking to. I'm always maintaining eye contact with the bartenders, with those around me, checking things out. I know whether I am with one person, two people, or if I'm in a group of people, and I'm actually talking to all these people, I know at all times what's going on around me. Do you? When you go out and you're interacting with somebody, are you aware of everything that's going on around you? Probably not. Most people aren't. Most people get so into a conversation that they pretty much lose sight of everything else that's going on around them. And this is wrong. I know if there's a fight about to break out, 3 feet from me or 20 feet from me. I know that, this guy is really creeping this girl out 20 feet across the bar. I know everything that's going on along with interacting with the person or people that I'm talking with. You've got to start becoming more aware of your surroundings. You are not consuming yourself with the surroundings. You're not consuming yourself with the conversation. You are always gazing the room in any situation that you're in. Now, the only time this is different is if I'm into a conversation with a girl and then I enter into a bubble where everything else pretty much around me disappears. Where the connection is so strong, the attraction is there, it's just true connection, just we're looking into each other's eyes and literally everything else around us disappears. But anything up to that point, you must always be aware of everything that's happening around you. Driving down the road, pay attention to those who are driving in the cars near you. Guess what? This will prevent an accident. Guess what? You might lock eyes with this girl that's behind you just looking into the rear view mirror of the car. You might end up getting her phone number. Is it possible? Absolutely. I do it all the time. I've done it all my life. I've met many women driving down the road just because I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware of who is driving near me. Do I got an old person driving near me? Do I got a young person? Do I got a 16-year-old girl? Do I got a 25-year-old mother? What do I have? I'm always paying attention to everything around me. Being aware of things just like this is extremely important because you're going to miss so many opportunities if you're not aware of things. If you are getting so consumed in conversations with the one individual that you're speaking with and you're not aware of your surroundings, there could be a girl 5 feet from you checking you out, wanting to fuck the hell out of you, and you would never know. These situations that I talk about happen to everyone. Even if you're not so confident, even if you're not so desirable, It's still a numbers game, and it's still going to happen. There's going to be girls out there that are attracted to you. There's girls out there that have been attracted to you, and this shit has happened. But you are so oblivious to it, and so consumed in your own little world on what was currently happening, that you just didn't pay attention. You didn't pick up on the signs, the signals. Positioning. It doesn't matter where I go, I'm always positioning myself in a way to where I can be aware of the situation, to where I can be noticed, to where I can be seen. I'm always positioning myself where I can gaze the room. If I go into a really crowded bar, I'm always going to position myself in a spot where I can see the majority of the room. If I position myself in a spot where there is no cute girls, guess what? I'm going to reposition myself. If I walk into a venue, say a bar, I walk into a bar like a sports bar, I walk in and I see a really cute girl that I'm attracted to. I'm not going to walk up directly to her. I'm going to walk in, I'm going to gaze the room, I'm going to position myself near her. Then when I position myself near her, I'm going to make it seem so natural that I just happen to be standing here, I'm just happen to be ordering my drink, I just happen to be gazing the room, I just happen to look over and be like, wow, she's cute. You never want to walk up directly to a girl when you first see her. You want to check things out. You know, you don't want to set yourself up for failure or shoot yourself in the foot before you do anything. You know, I mean, who knows? Is she there with her boyfriend? Is she there with her husband? Is she there? Is it a girl's night out? I mean, what is it? You will not know this unless you position yourself near her, gaze the room, continue to check things out without staring. You're always gazing the room. You've always got your head up. Position yourself 10 feet away from her. Go about your deal. Order your drink. Interact with your friends. Life does not stop just because you hit eye contact with a cute girl. Life does not stop at any moment. The universe loves speed. It's always moving. Move with it and know what is happening around you. You are the center of your world, of your life. But being the center, if you are the center of if you're in the center of a circle, you have a full view of what is going on around you. Look at your life, look at your body, your physical body, as the center of your reality, of your life. Pay attention to everything that is happening around you, or else you're going to miss a lot of opportunities. Eye contact when you're with a group of people. This is a big one, and it's a huge issue with pretty much most of the guys that I've ever worked with, is, you know, being able to hold eye contact and maintain eye contact with a group of people. I was working with another guy recently, and we were only in a group of like 4 or 5 people, and we were all talking, engaging in the conversation. When I was speaking, I was maintaining eye contact with everyone in the group. When the girl was talking, she was maintaining eye contact with everyone in the group. When another guy was talking, he was maintaining eye contact with everyone in the group while he was speaking. And then my guy opens his mouth and he starts talking, but his body language and his eyes were peeled on me. Now this made me actually feel extremely awkward. And then as I was looking at him, watching what he was doing, and I was looking over at the other few people that were in the group, And they're kind of like, hello, we're here. Why are you talking directly to him? He was on the same subject line and the same topic as we were all on when we were all conversing and interacting with each other, but he was literally having a conversation only with me. When you interact and you engage in a conversation, if you're with a group of people, you need to be the center of that group. You need to be the center of that group and maintain eye contact while you are talking and engaging in the conversation. You need to be looking everyone in their eyes, to be able to hold their attention, to keep them interested in what you have to say. The problem is for many guys, they don't feel that they have anything interesting to say. And the sad part is, with this, is many of the guys that I work with are extremely intelligent. They're super geniuses, many of them. They know for a fact that what they're saying is true, but they're so unsure of themselves that they almost question themselves, and which is why they don't engage and hold eye contact with everyone, because they don't know whether or not anyone else wants to hear what they have to say. I know when I go out, I am heard. People listen to me. What I have to say is important to me. And being that I am the center of my own personal reality, this makes it important. Do not doubt what you are saying. Even if you are unclear or unsure of what you are saying, state it as an opinion, but state it strong. Look people in the eyes while you speak to them. Do not look one individual in the eyes. Look everyone that you're talking to in their eyes. Another common problem that many guys have when interacting with a group of people and holding eye contact with them is they will position themselves to where they're almost standing outside of the group. Say you've got a group of 7 people. There's 7 people in a big circle. Everybody's talking, interacting amongst themselves and each other, whatever. And you've got this one guy. You got the 7th guy standing there outside of the group. Now, not only does this make you not heard or not noticed, this almost makes the situation awkward for everyone else. It's like, people are like, well, why, this guy's hanging out with us. He's with the group. I don't know who he's with. He's obviously here with somebody. But why is he standing outside of the group? That makes things a little bit awkward, doesn't it? If you're standing there and engaging and you're with, I don't care if you know one person and there's 7 people or 15 people in the group and you only know one person, you better make sure damn well that you stand up, you get in, you take a step forward and be part of this group. Take ownership of your life and be the center of this group. When you speak, you are heard. Know that everything that you say is of value. It doesn't matter what you say if it's the dumbest thing in the world. But you better have full belief in yourself that people want to hear what you have to say. Stop being an outcast and start becoming the center. Start taking the leadership role and stop being the follower. I asked many people, are you a follower or are you a leader? I got many responses saying you're a leader, but I 100% disagree, because I promise you, if I came to your hometown, I went out with your own friends, I would be the center of the attention, and you would not. I would be the leader, and your friends would follow me, not you. That's a pretty fucking dick statement to make, isn't it? But it's true. When I speak, I'm heard. I am the center of my reality. When you are with me, you are part of my life. Listen to that. When you are with me, you are part of my life. That is the attitude that you need to have when you go out, when you're engaging in conversations or hanging out with anybody, whether it be your old friends, new friends, family, I don't give a fuck who it is. You are the center of your reality, of your life. You are a man of value. Start acting like it. Stop being a bystander and being an outcast to your own reality. Start taking ownership of what you say and what you do. So many people will talk and have 100% confidence and know for a fact what they're talking about, but because of the doubt in themselves and the doubt that people are going to think they're stupid or they don't want to hear what they have to say, they are going to talk as if they have no idea what they're talking about. If somebody calls you on your bullshit, if you are wrong, who cares? At least you were being honest and speaking your mind. So many people are dishonest with themselves. They will tell people things just to make them feel good because they don't want to hurt their feelings. But this is bullshit. This is not being honest and true to yourself. Speak your mind. I was out again with one of my guys, and we were out in a watch store. We were shopping for watches. And the girl helping us, she was pretty cute. We were just talking, and she asked me where I got my watch from. And I was like, honestly, I really don't remember. I was like, all I know is just one of my girls got it for me. And she says, She's like, okay, are you going to elaborate on that, or are you just going to make me wonder for the rest of the day? I'm like, well, what do you want me to elaborate on? It's pretty much as simple as and self-explanatory as what I said. One of my girls bought it for me. I don't really remember which one. She's like, well, that's just not something that your average guy would say. I was like, well, I'm not your average guy. I said, yeah, I've got different girls that I'm seeing. She's like, I lived in Miami, before, and she's like, I've never met an honest guy down there. She's like, it's definitely not a bad thing. She's like, it's kind of cool that you're completely honest and open about it. I was like, well, yeah, of course it is. I was like, and I wouldn't expect it any other way. I wouldn't do it any other way. It's about being honest with yourself and who you are. Now, here I am. Yeah, she's a cute girl. Yeah, I would have hooked up with her. But the thing is I didn't care. And I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm going to be honest to myself about who I am. Are you being honest to yourself about who you are and what you truly desire? Being able to speak to people in a group, maybe you only know one person, maybe you know 5. Being able to speak to them honestly, and if you have something totally off the wall and random to say, you need to fucking say it. Because if you don't, you are not being honest with yourself. You are holding that shit in, and it's only going to affect you in a negative way, because the more you bottle up inside of you, the more chances you are to explode one day and get really fucking angry, and you're going to be some angry motherfucker and end up in some psych ward. Don't be that guy. Start being honest and truthful to yourself, And I promise you, people will respect it. If you're in a group of people and you're talking and you're engaging and maybe somebody else is talking about a topic and everybody else in the group are talking and you're just standing there and you really don't like the conversation, you look directly into the eyes of the person that started that conversation and be like, you know what? I honestly have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about. And I really don't care. But I don't like it. I'd rather talk about this. And then you start talking about this. Yes, you will get an initial shock factor. People are going to be like, whoa, what the fuck was that? But then just for the simple fact that you stood up for yourself and you were able to speak your mind and say what you wanted to say, you have immediate respect from everyone. Do you want people to respect you? Or do you want to continue being that outcast that nobody even knows? That person that nobody will remember? Are you forgettable? Just know that you're a fun guy to be around. Know that what you have to say is of value. Do not care what other people think. Speak what's on your mind. Look people in their eyes when you speak to them. Do not engage in a conversation with a group of people and only focus upon one person. Engage and talk with everybody. And if that means that you have to take a little step into the center, actual physical center of the circle to be able to do that, then that is what you need to do. Do not find yourself outside of the group as awkward. I have a friend of mine, he got into a business where he's not really interacting with people much. Before, he was in sales and he was really social, and every time he'd go out with us, he was extremely social and fun and playful and everything else. He's been in a business to where pretty much 8 hours a day he was excluded from people. He was in a job that he was only interacting with maybe a couple people for 8 to 10 hours a day. Recently he came to me and he says, dude, I need help. He says, I don't know what it is, but I am not able to go out and have fun anymore. And I said, dude, every time you come around, for the last probably 4 to 6 months, it's awkward. You're awkward. Everybody's socializing, having a good time, interacting, and you are that guy that stands outside of the group and just stands there. And he says, I know. I feel it, and I hate it. And it's because I've been working so much by myself that I've almost lost all of my social skills. I go out and I want to have fun, but I do not know how to, he says. I want to interact with people. I see you guys all having fun. I see everybody laughing. I see everybody joking. I see everybody engaging in everything that's happening. Everybody's having a blast, but I'm standing there and I don't know what to say. This is a common issue with many of the guys that I work with, not just this guy. And what is the solution? What did I tell him? I said, get a different job. Get a job where you're engaging with more people. Maybe in sales. Maybe it's bartending. Maybe it's business to business. I don't care what it is. Get a second job that's in the environment that you want to be in. Maybe it's a bouncer. Maybe it's a bartender. I don't care. Maybe it's just somebody working at a bookstore where you are customer service, where you're interacting with many people. This is a really big issue for many guys. You get into a situation with your job where you're talking to the same people day in and day out, and you're not going out and you're interacting with anybody else. So then when you do go out and you're interacting with anyone else, you become socially awkward because you don't know what to say. Now, this is a guy that was extremely social, extremely fun, knew how to be the center of attention, and he lost it. And I gave him a simple answer. Get a different fucking job. It is not healthy being a loner. If you have got a job where you're working 9 to 5, pretty much on the computer or by yourself, and you're not really interacting with people, you will be socially awkward. Now you have a choice. You either get a different job or you learn to go out every single night of the week to where you can become more socially acceptable and where you can become comfortable in all these social situations so you don't become that guy that's an outcast. Let's talk about eye contact when you walk into a venue. You always want to make sure you're keeping your head up, gazing the room. I don't care where you are going into, whether you're walking into a mall, whether you're walking into a little kid's store, a clothing store, a bookstore, or a bar, or a big nightclub. You always keep your head up. You're always gazing the room, looking people into their eyes. You are not going from person to person to person. You are not bouncing your eyes. You are gazing the room. Yes, through gazing, you will lock eyes with different people. If you lock eyes with another guy and he maintains eye contact, just nod your head and say, hey, what's up, man? That's respect. If you lock eyes with another guy, that's respect because he's not a coward. He's not looking away. And it's a mutual understanding. I guarantee you he's going to nod his head back and say, what's up? Maintain eye contact. Always be gazing the room. Keep your head high. Continue doing what you're doing. You're not going to walk into a room and be gazing the room and hit eye contact with this guy and he's walking by. You're not going to stop what you're doing. You're going to continue what you're doing. You're just going to say, hey, what's going on? As you're walking, going about your day. When you're walking into any venue, you always want to make sure you feel good. You want to have a smirk on your face. You know, that confident, cocky, sexy, welcoming, fun smirk. There's a lot going on there. And all that I just said, confident, cocky, sexy, welcoming, fun, that's all a feeling. It starts with your feeling. Make sure you have that smirk on your face. You do not want to have some serial killer look on your face. You don't want to be serious. You don't want to be depressed. You don't want to be down. You want to have a fun, welcoming smirk on your face. You don't want to have some cheeseball fucking clown smile on your face either. If you lock eyes when you're walking into a venue, do not think about anything. Again, look her in her eyes. As you're gazing, if you stop and you just lock eyes with a girl, continue doing what you're doing. Do not stop dead in your tracks. Keep walking. Continue doing what you're doing. Express the appreciation for her, for the moment, and continue walking and doing what you are doing. And know and anticipate that you will see her again. And if you don't, it wasn't meant to be. Who cares? You want to appreciate a woman's beauty. You do not want to obsess about it. So any venue you walk into, you are walking into with a good feeling. With a welcoming, fun, sexy, confident feeling. Your body language is strong. You're looking everyone in their eyes. And you're almost demanding respect from everyone. Because you are the center of your own reality.
Tune in next time for more from Sky Lifestyles. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and visit us at corysky.com.